إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمد عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء فاتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما إخوة الإيمان السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us another beautiful opportunity to be here today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His mercy, continue to shower His mercy upon the noble soul of Prophet Muhammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household, his companions, and we that we are following him, that we are on the right path. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this our gathering as an act of ibadah. All the ones we have been doing, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us of our shortcomings. The one we are going to do and that we have started doing now, may Allah put it in the scale of preference for us and in this world and in the Al-Qiyamah. Today, being the 6th day of the month of Sha'aban, year 1445 after the year of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is equivalent to the 16th day of the month of February, year 2024. We are here for another Salatul Jumu'ah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with the benefit and the blessings and the benedictions of this particular day. Today, as we promised last week and as we promised fortnightly ago, that we start a discussion concerning the blasphemy upon the soul, upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, concerning the expulsion of the Jews from the holy city of Medina. What led to that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He was the one that instructed Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to migrate from Mecca to Medina. And on getting to Medina, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam met the Jews and he met the Ansar. And before he got to Medina, he arrived at a particular community called Kuba, where he established what? A mosque. And after leaving that place, he proceeded to Medina. On getting to Medina, the first thing he also did, after arriving at the house of Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, was to do what? To construct a masjid, a mosque, which every one of us knows as Masjid al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as of today. And one of the activities that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did was to do al-mu'ahahat, to pair al-mu'ajir wal-ansar, to pair them together. That was part of the first activity that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did or performed in Medina. After that, he now established a treaty that led to the constitution of Medina, which is what we want to talk about. Because if we don't understand all this, we wouldn't know what led to the expulsion of the Jews that led to their settlement in Khaybar. Before Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now went to that Khaybar again and expelled them. What did they do? Was there any agreement between the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? And if there are, what are the agreements? Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after pairing al-Muhajir wal-Ansar together, after doing all that, he now called the Ummah, he called them together. And the criticism that they were criticizing, the critics that are criticizing Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are criticizing him on 4 points. Number one, they are criticizing him on morality. Morality in the sense that he married the wife of his adopted son, Zayd ibn Haris, his wife, Zaynab bint Jahas. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was the one that instructed him to do that. Because the status of Zayd ibn Haris and that of Zaynab bint Jahas, they are not at the state of equilibrium. Both of them, the level is very wide. She was submissive because of the love of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She married, she subdued herself and married Zayd ibn Haris because Zayd ibn Haris was bought as a slave. It was his submission that led to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to adopt him, and that is what we call at-tabanni. At-tabanni in Islam is adoption. We have discussed this some time ago. Did Islam also permit us to do adoption? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam adopted Zayd ibn Haris. It was under his roof that he married for him. He now married his cousin, Zaynab bint Jahas. And as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted it, he blessed that marriage with Usama ibn Zayd ibn al-Haris, ibn Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. By the end of the day, the mutual love was no more there. And then Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to their house to visit them, to pay them an homage, or to pay them a homage. He didn't meet Zayd ibn Haris at all. So when he saw Zaynab bint Jahas, he exclaimed. So when Zayd ibn Haris came back, his wife told him that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was here, and this was his reaction. Zayd ibn Haris had to go and meet Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Allah told Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that because they have not been having good relationship, you should divorce her and you should marry her. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam married the wife of his what? Adopted son. So if you see that kind in our society now, it's not a crime. It was already practiced by Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A time is coming very soon, maybe after Ramadan, may Allah spare our life, that we're going to talk about DNA in Islam. And that one is the one that will lead us to fiqhul Islami or fiqhul waqi. What did Sharia of Islam say, and what is the technological that we are using say? That Islam will say this child belongs to you, or this child did not belong to you, and the DNA will be saying it is your child. But it's from Islamic point of view, the Islam said this child is not your own. The legitimacy of this son is not yours. So how are we going to marry it together? Fiqhul Islami or fiqhul waqi. May Allah spare our life. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to marry Zaynab bint Jahas, and she was his cousin. So you can also marry your cousin, as far as by mistake they didn't breastfeed you together with her. The way some women are so careless now. Maybe the working class, they will suck their milk, put it inside a cup and drop it with the baby with a nanny. And maybe they have plenty nannies. They have plenty babies in the nanny house. So the nanny is just by mistake or with ignorance. This baby is crying, this baby is crying. She just used another mother's milk for another mother's child. That's why we have to be very careful wherever we want to raise our children. If peradventure the male child, the female child, ignorantly they didn't know, they have sucked the same mammary gland, they are haram for themselves to marry each other. Me and you, where did we know that our parents took us to? Especially it used to happen most often, those working class and those that are ignorant. In those days, some of our mothers are ignorant. They don't know it as anything that is makruh. and haram. They will take the elder brother's child and the younger brother's child. The wife of the younger brother, they say, is it not the son of your brother-in-law? Feed them together. She they are from the same family. Islamically is haram. So, the morality of Medina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was being criticized because he married the wife of whom? Of his adopted son. And who asked him to do that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's in Quran. And that was when, you know, there is a faction within the circle of within the wife of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So whenever they want to start playing politics against Zaynab bint Jahas, Zaynab bint Jahas too will now tell them Aisha and their caucus, tell them that whatever you want to say, me as I married Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was divine sadaqah that they paid. It was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that joined me and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what do you want to pride over me for? Every one of you, human beings were the one that sat down. But me, it was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that connected me with Nabi Muhammad from heaven. Whichever sadaqah, whichever done the average they do from there. So also, another wife of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sophia bint Uyay. We are going to talk about her father when we get to the story of Banu Qurayza, as we are going, maybe in the next week or next upper week, inshallah. They used to mock her. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, go and tell them that there is no any one of them that their family is more honorable than your family, because one, you married a prophet. Your grandfather was a prophet. Your grandmother, she's from a prophet. Your son cousin is from a prophet. So prophet surrounded you. Who among my wife has this opportunity? Go and tell them. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what we are saying is, we question the moral of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam concerning marrying Zaynab bint Jahas, because Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam married two Zaynab. Zaynab bint Jahas was Zaynab bint Khuzaimah. So that was the first thing that they were fighting him for. And not till today, we still have people saying it. Even our Muslim brothers that are calling Nabi Muhammad with their mouth, they are calling what they used to call him, and they are calling Sayyidatuna Aisha and Alot, calling her a prostitute. We are praying the same prayer together with them. They are here on this land, and they are Muslims. That is number one. Number two, they said Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to attack the caravans. We know what caravan is. That the Quraysh, they put their money together, they set out the camels, they will carry the carts behind them on merchandise. They are going to where? They are going to Syria, Sham. To go and do what? To go and buy some goods and bring it back to where? To Makkah to come and sell. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also partook in that while he was working under whom? Sayyidatuna Khadija bint Khuwaylid al-Asadi. So the Quraysh, there was a time that they plotted that they need to go and attack Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent emissary that they should go and block their what? They should go and block their caravan. It's part of what led to the battle of Badr. It was their caravan that was coming that the companions went and what? Intercepted. So they were challenging Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam on this as well. Number three, political dealings. The politics of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam got to Medina, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, he was about to be nominated as the head of, he was the eldest. So like the king of Medina then, of Yathrib then, that was when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam entered Medina or arrived to Medina. So Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, who was Rasul Munafiqun, he was the head of the hypocrites he was the one that started plotting against Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He saw Muhammad as a challenge to him. That all the people that are supposed to be subservient to him, they are now taking their loyalty to whom? To Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi Muhammad later became a political de facto. So they were challenging him because of his political dealings. Number 4, the issue of the Satanic verses, which I've mentioned some time ago, but we've not had the opportunity of discussing it. There are some verses in the Holy Quran that are called Satanic verses, but they have been abrogated. There are 2 topics that we wanted to have discussed concerning An-Nasu wa Mansukh. The verses that were abrogated, that were removed, they were removed from the Quran. And what was the reason why were they removed from Quran? They were not part of the Quran we are reading today, but they were there before. Number 2, Ar-Rajmu fil Islam, stoning. Somebody that committed adultery, that performed zina, that we are asked to stone that person to death. Are we still doing it? What led to the revelation of that verse in the Holy Quran? So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was praying one day in the dawn. So as he was reciting some verses of the Holy Quran, Shaitan was whispering to him. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was all delight. So it was the whisper of Shaitan that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam pronounced out. The Quraysh, they were not happy that he has accepted the idols that we have got, that they were worshipping, because in what Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam pronounced out was the eulogizing of the idols of the Quraysh. I don't want us to discuss that Satanic verses now. So the people that have went to Abyssinia, they now had rumor that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had been praising Lata wa Uzza wa Manata. So they started coming back before Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So those verses, they are called Satanic verses. We are going to discuss them, inshallah. So these are the 4 principal points that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam faced, and he was being criticized about all these points. I hope you understood. Now these Jews, the Yahudi that we want to talk about, where did they come from? Because they came from somewhere. So the presence of the Jews in Central Arabia is part of our discussion, and the treaty and constitution of Medina. These Jews, from historical facts, we have different versions, but from the one that is more reliable and the one that we can deduce from the literature of our historian Ibn Ishaq. Ibn Ishaq is one of the historians of Islam, and he has a student I've mentioned to us when we started discussing Sirah, who Ibn Ishaq was, and his student Ibn Isham. From what he read, from what he knew, from what he reported, that we picked from, that the Jews, they were originated from Yemen and came to where? To the Arabia to come and settle. I hope we are getting it. Another narration said that it was Nabi Musa alayhi salamullah, Prophet Moses, that sent them out. When he sent them out, they now went to Arabia to go and settle. Number 3 is the Jewish diaspora. And what do we mean by Jewish diaspora? Was that in their settlement that they were displaced. And when they got displaced, they now scatter around the Arabia. Precisely. And this Jewish diaspora, it was subdivided into 3 categories. Which number 1, we have 2 major ones and we have 1 minor one of the Jewish diaspora. Number 1, it was mentioned that it was Bukhtanasar. Bukhtanasar, he was the one that sent them away from Jerusalem, and they ran to where? To Iran. So they stayed in Iran for more than 2,000 years before they now found themselves away to Arabia. Another narration, which is a major one under the Jewish diaspora, is the expulsion or the displacement of an emperor called Emperor Titus. He was the one that sent them away from Jerusalem. And from that displacement, they now went back to Yemen. Another narration said they went to Iraq to go and settle after the displacement from Jerusalem, indicating that their major place that they were deciding, their origin is where? Is Jerusalem. It is the displacement of these powerful people that sent them around the Arabia. Number 3, which is the minor one, under the Jewish diaspora. And when we are talking about diaspora, is for you to go out of your place, go out of your country. Like the Nigerians traveling abroad now, they say they are in where? They are in diaspora. So the displacement of these Jews from their ancestral home or ancestral home to any other country, either neighboring or either far, is what we call diaspora. So the third diaspora movement was one that was being displaced by an emperor called Emperor Engr. He was the one that displaced them the 3rd time. And they now went to Iran as well. So it's from all these geographical locations in diaspora that they started finding their way back to where? To Arabia. I hope we are getting it. And the first one that I said, it was Bukhtanasar. That one happened in the year 587 BC from Jerusalem. The second one happened 70 CE. The one being displaced by whom? Emperor Titus Caesar. The third one by Emperor Hadrian. We know whom we call emperor. The mighty people, the powerful people. That one happened in the year 135 CE. That was how these people got being displaced from their locations. Now, we are understanding how they were being displaced and they scattered around. Now they find themselves back in the Arabia. They brought themselves to Medina that we want to talk about, basically, where the treaty and the constitution of Medina was reached between them and Nabi Muhammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So within those 3 periods that we have mentioned, among them was the time that they found themselves to Saudi Arabia and they domiciled in where? In Medina precisely. We are not talking about Makkah now, because it was in Medina that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam met them. And when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam got to Medina, in his constitution, he itemized 4 points. Number 1, that all the Muslims, the issue relating to the Muslims will be handled by the Muslims. That was the first point he established. Number 2, the issue related with the Jews will be handled by the Jews. That was the first condition that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam established. Number 3, the issue related to the mushrikun, the idol worshippers. Because as at then, there are idol worshippers in Yathrib, in Medina, the way they were in where? In Mecca. Number 4, the issue that is related to everybody in the community. You know, there is something that is going to join everybody together. The one that will be personal is there. The one that will be general will be there. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this to all the inhabitants of where? Of Medina. I hope you are following.
Yes.
The first one is for all the Muslims, issues concerning them. The second one is the issue concerning the whom? The Jews. The third one is the issue concerning the idol worshippers. The fourth one is the issue concerning all the Ummah. Now, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what to mention to us? What are the issues that will concern the Muslims alone, without the interference of the other people that are of different faiths? Number one, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Hadha misaqu tahliful Islami." This is a charter. This is an agreement concerning Islam and those that believe in Islam. هذا كتاب من محمد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بين المؤمنين والمسلمين من قريش ويثرب. This is a kitab. This is going to be an agreement. This is going to be a constitution between the Muslims and the believers of Quraysh ويثرب. As at when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was trying to establish this, Yathrib has not been turned to where? Has not changed its name to where? To Medina. Are we following? So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, this discussion, this condition, this agreement, this charter will be a collaborative effort that will be put together and agreed between all the believers and the Muslims of Quraysh that came from Mecca and that of Yathrib of the Medina, the Muhajir wal Ansar. Wa man tabi'ahum falaika bihim. And those that will follow it and those that will work with it. The first condition. Annahum ummatun wahida min dunin nas. That the ummah of the Muslims, the mu'min, they are ummah. They are one ummah. They are a unified body outside every other people. Indicating that you the Muslims, you the mu'min, you need to cluster together and be as an entity without considering other people that have different faiths. That was the first condition Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam laid down for the Muslims. Number two, al-muhajiruna min Quraysh, the emigrants from Mecca, ala rabihatihim yata'akiluna bainahum. They will be the one that they will pay for whoever has killed somebody, whoever has committed a murder. You the Muslimun, among you, you have to put hands together, gather money and pay on behalf of that person. And that was how it used to be. Whoever killed another human being is going to pay 100 camels and is going to fast for how many days? 60 days consecutively. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now said that whoever killed and you need to pay for what? Compensation. Among the Muslims, you have to jointly do the payment. You can see Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is making life easy for whoever might have killed somebody. But that doesn't mean that you continue to go and kill person. That is if it is accidental discharge or accidental manslaughter. وهم يفدون أنيهم بالمعروف والقسط بين المؤمنين. And these Muslims, they are the ones to pay for ransom of their prisoners. If the other faith or any other person took some Muslims as prisoners, the collective effort, the collective donation of the Muslim Ummah, they will take it and go and ransom that person and bring him out from the captivity. You can see the condition of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is very good. These are what Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam established in Medina. وكل قبيلة من الأنصار على ربيعتهم يتأكلون مع أقالهم الأولى Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the Ansar, the people of Medina, they will also do the same thing to ransom any of their prisoner from whoever might have caught him or her. And whoever among the Medina people that accidentally killed any other person, the Medina people too will collaborate together and pay for the manslaughter, to make life easy for the person that accidentally killed another person. As far as he's a what? He's a believer. Number 3, وَأَنَّ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ, and the believers, those of you that you are believers, لَا يَتْرُكُونَ مَفُرَاءً بَيْنَهُمْ, they should never leave the destitute, those that don't have power, those that don't have money, those that don't have anything to aid their life. The other Muslim brothers should not leave them behind. They should support them. Are we doing that today? As far as you eat in the morning, you don't want to know maybe your neighbor is eating. As far as you are able to pay your children's school fees, you don't want to care maybe your elder brother that destiny did not favor in terms of material. You don't want to care maybe his children are going to school. You don't even care maybe his wife and children they ate last night. But you are okay. So you are not looking back, not talk of you that you didn't look back towards your elder brother. Are you the one that will look back at your neighbor? Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, part of the good things that we need to do. You the mu'minun, you the believer, either Ansar or Al-Muhajir, la yatrukuna mafurahan, those that are less privileged among you, the destitute that are among you, don't leave them, help them, bil ma'ruf fil fidai wal akil, whenever they commit and they need to pay for ransom, they need to pay for whatever they are due to pay, you people should support them. Wa anal mu'minun, number 4, the believer mutakina ala man baga minhum, they need to put hands together to fight any mu'min, any Muslim among them, man baga alayhim, who rebel against them. Anybody that wants to be behaving like Boko Haram, the Muslim among them, they should call him to order. That all this fatwa, all this wa'azi that you are doing, they are too difficult. Everybody, you don't have any story of agenda. Everybody will enter hellfire. That is the best wa'azi you know how to do. You call that kind of person, you call him to order. Person that is killing people unlawfully among you women, you call him to order. These are the constitution that Nabi, these are the treaty that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. That among you the believers, anybody that wants to become a Boko Haram, call him to order. And if he refuses to heed to your call, fight him. It was Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that said it. And he said all this for the environment to be conducive for everybody to live. This is what he's telling the Muslims. He now said again, one idea alayhi jami'an. All of you should put your hands together on him. Walau kana waladu ahum. Even if it is the son of one of you, you people should put your hands together and fight him. That this boy, what he has started doing, is going to lead us to do. This fatwa that he's giving is going to lead us to do. Like one man that is saying the Yahoo boys, they are going to enter Jannah. This thing I'm telling you, I think it was January this year. In the southwest. Said they will enter Jannah. We are expecting what he's going to say again inside this Ramadan. He was the one that said drinking alcohol is not haram. This same Malam is still existing. Every time he keep on bringing controversial fatwas. He was the one that said inside Ramadan last year that the Quran was not revealed during Ramadan. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that said, Tanazalul malaikatu wa ruh fiha. Inna anzalna fi laylatil qadri. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala anzala fi laylatil qadri if not Quran? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has spoken, he doesn't know how to speak. It is you now that you understand Arabic more than Allah. Inna anzalna. Who that is there, the offer that is there is referring to what? Quran. And this man said it that it's not inside So, we don't have business with them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide them and guide us aright. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the 6th point he wrote in the Treaty of Medina was that anybody amongst you that wants to start giving fallacious fatwa, you should stand up against him. Number 6 is that even the person, if he is the son of one of you, you people should put out together and calm him down. And if he refuses to calm down, you should fight him before he will mess up the whole society. Number 7, وَلَا يَقْتُلْ مُؤْمِنًا فِي كَافِرٍ. A Muslim, a believer, must not fight a believer because of a kafir. Maybe you don't like that brother. You know he's a Muslim brother, but you don't like his attitude. But you like John and you like Chinedu. You should not fight your brother Abdullah that you don't like. Right? You should not fight him against Chinedu. Are you getting it? Your brother is your brother in Islam. You must not allow any non-believer to come and overpower your brother while you have the opportunity to cover him up. You should do sulhu between them. That was number 6. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Wala yansul kafiran ala mu'min." And you should not support a kafir, a disbeliever, over a believer. People that do not believe in your faith, you should not support them against your own believers. Number 8, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Wa anna zimmatullahi wa'ida yajiru alayhim adnahum." The protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in everybody's hand, and you can use the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cover whomever you want to cover, as far as you are sure that the person you want to cover in your vicinity is not there to harm any other person. Do you really understand? Zimmatullah, protection of Allah. That now somebody coming to you, somebody visit you, as you were talking to them in Medina, same way I'm talking to you now. Somebody that you can protect, that you giving him that protection will not be harmful to the society. Because you are in Nigeria now, you now have somebody from Burkina Faso, you now have somebody from Niger, you now have somebody from Ghana. Because you are a citizen of this place, and you know he or she is not a citizen of this place. You protecting him to come and stay in Nigeria, you should not use that opportunity to be perpetrating evil. That is the zimma that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi Muhammad said that anybody can give the zimma, anybody can give the protection, even if it is a child. But the child must be what? Azakiyun. Even me and you, we know 5, 6, 7 years. They don't have anything, they don't know much. But the child that has grown maybe from 10, he will know the left from right. So those are the kind of children that can say, I can give you protection, let him come. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you the mu'minun in this land, you have the opportunity of protecting whoever is run to you to come and seek for your what? For your protection. But when you now protected him, you should not use that opportunity to be perpetrating nefarious activities. Are you getting it? That is the number 8 of the points that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam laid down for the Muslims. We're still going to come to the one he laid down for the Jews. Number 9. وَأَنَّ مَنْ تَبِيَنَا مِنْ يَهُودِ لَهُ النَّصْرُ وَالْأُسْوَةُ. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, who among the Jews, whoever among the Jews that follow us, we are going to give him aid, we are going to give him support. Whoever among them follow us in the sense that follow our path, that believe in us, that want to do like us, that want to worship like us, we are going to support him with aid. With aid is the sense that we are going to protect him, we are going to clothe him, we are going to shelter him with whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us opportunity to protect him with. غير مظلومين ولا منتصرين عليهم. as far as he has not wronged anybody, as he is not seeking for our support against any other person. Whoever among the Jews that run to us, we all want to follow us, we are going to allow him to join us, as far as he is not here to come and take advantage of being with us, to go and be what? To go and be perpetrating another evil act somewhere. And we will not give him the opportunity in our midst to come and become harmful to the Muslim Ummah as well. For whatever help he needs from us, whatever hate he needs from us, we are going to give him the succor. وَإِنَّ سَالِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَاحِدًا. Number 10. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the peace accord in between the Muslims is safe. If we say we are going to the right, all of us should obey the Amir. We should go to where? To the right. None of you should say, no, I'm not going to go to the right. I'm going to go to the left. The peace accord, whatever we reach together, must be safe. That's what Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. La yaslimu mu'min duna mu'min fi qatli fi sabilillah illa ala sawa'i wa adl bainahum. There mustn't be a distinction. There mustn't be a disunity if we have reached a consensus between the Muslims, even if we are fighting on the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What affected those that went to the Hud, Battle of Hud? What affected them? Because they were in disobedience to the instruction given to them by Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi had already told them that if you see the Quraysh, the enemies, if they are cutting us into pieces like this, don't leave this mountain of don't leave this mountain. I've forgotten the name. Stay there, the 50 archers. Stay there, Jabal Ruma, the mountain of Ruma. That is the name of the mountain. It's not far away from Jabal Hud. Very close to this Jabal Ruma is where they buried them, Hamza and Mus'ab ibn Umayr. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us opportunity. We go for Hajj and Umrah so that we can go for Ziyarah. The mountain is there, and the graveyard is fenced like this with palisade wire of where the Hamza is, Mus'ab ibn Umayr, all those martyrs that died during the battle of Uhud, their graveyard is there. May Allah forgive them. Allah said, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, even if you are on the battlefield and you have already reached a consensus, none of you should go against it. Follow the direction, indicating that whatever our Amir, whatever our Imam Adil, our just Imam that is just, the Amir, the president that is just, the Sultan that is just, whatever they have instructed us to do, as far as it is in accordance with Kitabullah wa Sunnah to Nabi, we should follow them. If we are going to deviate, we have to tell them. That is the 10th point that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam raised for the Muslim. Wa ana mu'minuna yabi'u ba'du ala ba'di bima nala dima'uhum fi sabilillah. And the Muslims, the Mu'min, they are interwoven on each other. They are brothers to each other. And whatever happened to one of them should be a reflection of what it should be a reflection of what the second person will be feeling. Do you really understand? Whatever happened to Mr. A as a believer, any misfortune that befalls him, you, Mr. B, should also feel it. That this is what had happened to my brother. That is when your Iman will surely be established and confirmed. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, we should feel for them on the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa annahu, that a believer la yajiru al-mushrik malan li Quraysh wala nafsan. There should be a social boycott from increasing or from supporting the businesses of the Quraysh, of the idol worshippers. that you should boycott buying their goods and services. Don't patronize them. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned it here, because the more you are supporting them, the more they will be more empowered against you. Whatever you are buying from them, they are making profit. They will use it to buy arms, to buy ammo, to buy arms, to buy weapons that will come and use to fight you indirectly. If they are not coming to you directly, they will use indirect avenue to come to you. Wala yahullu dunihi ala al-mu'min. You should not patronize them while your own Muslim brother, while your own mu'min is there, without patronizing him. Do not say that Mala Abdul Qadir's bread is 1 naira 50 kobo, but that of Chinedu or that of Chinyere is 1 naira 35 kobo. Because of 15 kobo, you refuse to patronize your Muslim brother. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, don't do that. Number 13. وَأَنَّهُ مَنْ إِيبَةَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ قَاتِلًا عَنْ بَيَانِهِ فَإِنَّهُ كُودُ بِهِ إِلَّا أَنْ يَدْرَ وَلِيٌّ مَقْتُولٌ. Whoever amongst you mistakenly kill a Muslim, kill a mu'min, is not free until the family member of the slain person said, okay, we freed you. So as a mu'min, as a believer, if you kill a Muslim brother, if you kill a mu'min of same faith, you must ensure that you pay the diya. Except if the family of that person you mistakenly killed or you deliberately killed, they now say, okay, we free you, lillahi wa rasuli, we forgiven you. They might not take the ransom from you, but you must fast for what? For 60 consecutive days. And the ransom that you need to pay, even after the 60 days, you need to pay for 100 camels. These are part of the conditions that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam established for the Muslims in Medina. Number 14. وَأَنَّ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ عَلَيْهِ كَفَّةٌ وَلَا يَحِلُّ لَهُ إِلَّا قِيَامٌ عَلَيْهِ. The mu'min, the believers, alayhi kaffa, they will be sufficient for each other. Wala yahilu lahum illa qiyamu alayhi. They should not misplace priorities. Whatever is priority for them, they should face the priority. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that. Wa annahu la yahilu al-mu'min an yansura mu'adisan wala yu'awwihi. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, any believer should not seek support from a filthy person, a disbeliever, and whoever disbeliever runs to him, a disbeliever that runs to him that has committed a grievous offense, a believer should not harbor him. You should not give him protection. I hope you are getting this thing clear. You should not give him protection. وَأَنَّهُ مَنْ نَصَرَهُ. Whoever give a disbeliever that has committed a grievous sin, maybe he has killed a believer, he now run to you for shelter. Who has committed a grievous sin that the authority is looking for him, whoever does that, فَإِنَّ عَلَيْهِ لَعْنَةُ اللَّهِ. Allah said, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be on that person. You that you harbor somebody that the law is looking for, you now harbor him. You didn't let him to go and face the judgment that he's supposed to face. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be on you, despite the fact that you are a believer, because you harbor a criminal. The anger of Allah will be on him. And Allah will be angry with him on the day of Qiyamah. So from this word, the anger of Allah is on him. The cause, la'natullah alayhi. The cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be on him. وَغَضِبَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be angry with him on the day of Qiyamah. وَلَا يُخَذُ مِنْهُ صَرْفًا وَلَا عَدْلًا. All what he did, compulsorily and voluntarily, he fasted Ramadan. You know Ramadan is compulsory. The Khamsu Salawat is compulsory. Your tahajjud is what? Is voluntary. If you don't do it, nobody will hold you to ransom. Allah said all his works, all his good deeds, compulsory, voluntary, Whichever one you do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not accept it on the day of Qiyamah. You that you harbor a criminal, a miscreant, you harbor him in your house. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not be pleased with you. Allah will curse you in this world. He will be angry with you on the day of Qiyamah. And whatever good work you have done, either the one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made compulsory on you, or the one that you did voluntarily that, let me do this, your Monday, Thursday fasting, your 13, 14, 15 days fasting that you used to do, your Saturday Sha'aban that you used to do, your Hajj that you went to, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will throw everything back to you. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned this in the treaty. The last one, wa'annakum, I want you to know, ma talatum fi shay'in min shay'in, fa inna muraddihi ila Allah. That whatever you have a discrepancy about, whatever you have a disagreement about, you, the believers, I want you to know, farudduhu ila Allah. Return it back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't be fighting about it. This is where this one now comes into. We might be having different understandings based on our understanding of the Iman, based on understanding of our creed, of our belief. Your trouser must not go beyond your ankle. Your trouser must not go beyond your nail. You must wear your beard. You must do this. You must do that. This should not lead us to where we now start raising weapons against ourselves. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam talked about nisfu sak. That your trouser must not go beyond the shin and the ankle. Some people's own will be on the knees. Some people's own will be below the knees. Some people's own will be on the shin. Some people's own will be directly on the ankle. Right? As far as you are not matching it. This should not bring misunderstanding. And if this leads to misunderstanding between you, فَرُدُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَإِلَى رَسُولِ صلى الله عليه وسلم عز وجل. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whatever you are doing that you are in a state of ambiguity, you should return them back to me, Allah. You should return them back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jal, and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for clarity and brevity. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with every one of us. These are the 14 points that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam agreed, established as a treaty and constitution of Medina between who? Between the Muslims. Now, for the Jews, Muahad Ma'al Yahudi, the agreement that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam reached with the Jews in Medina, they are 12. He reached 16 with what? With the believers. The Jews, he reached 12 agreement with them. So that we can see if Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is just or unjust to them. Number one, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the Yahudi, min muahadati ma'ahum, in the agreement, in the treaty he reached with them. Inna Yahuda bani hawfi ummatun ma'al mu'minin. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the clan of the Jew of Banu Hawfi, because in Medina we used to know principally, we used to know the Banu Hawsi and Banu Khazraji. Those are the two principal Jews that we used to know. We have other sub-Jews. Just like in Mecca, we have the Banu Quraysh. In Banu Quraysh, we have Banu Hashim. We have Bani Abdul Muttalib. We have Bani Ibn Abbas. We have Bani Ibn Maktoum. But the principal one that we used to know is Banu Hashim, because that was where Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam originated from. So also in Medina, we have lot of Banu, meaning clans, particular family. But the principal one we knew, or we know, they are the Banu Hawsi or Banu Khazraji. It was even narrated that this Banu Hawsi or Banu Khazraji, they also migrated from Yemen to Medina. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in signing this pact with the Jews, these are the agreement they held with them. Inna Yahuda Banu Awfi Ummatu Ma'al Mu'minin. The Jews of Banu Awfi, they are what? They are Ummah. And what do you mean by Ummah? Ummah is from Ummu, mother. Ummah is what? To form unity and become one. That is where our Ummah comes from. Ummatul Mu'minin. Ummatul Muslimun. The group of the Muslims, the group of the believers. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the Jew of Banu Awfi, they are what? They are part of the Ummah of the what? Of the believers. The Yahudi dinihim, the Jews, they can continue to be doing their what? To be practicing their religion. You can see. Al-Quran told us, وَلَا يَهُدُّ إِسُومَا وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ لَا إِكْرَاهَ فِي الدِّينِ. What is the sabab nuzul of that ayah? It's concerning the Jews of Medina. Which, if I want to tell us the sabab nuzul of that ayah, we might not proceed as expected. But لَا إِكْرَاهَ فِي الدِّينِ, that follow that ayatul kursiyu. قَدْ تَبَيَّنَ الرُّشْدُ مِنَ الْغَيِّ. Right? Is because of a particular incident of the Jews in Medina. That was why that ayah was revealed. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me opportunity of a day that we are going to talk about that particular ayah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Liyahudi dinihim. The Jews, they should hold on to their deen. It's not what? It's not forcing them to come and do Islam. So those that are killing people now, where did they see it from? That if you don't say la ilaha illallah, they go to the extent that if they want to slaughter human being, they will even say la ilaha Allahu Akbar. Where did we hear? Where did we hide? Where did we read from that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did that? Even him, he told them that lakum dinukum waliyadin. Your religion is your religion, my religion is my religion. He didn't force anybody because Allah had already told him la ikraha fi din. So if you want to call people to the deen of Islam, you need to do it in the way Olaosebikan rabbika bil hikmati wal mau'izatil hasana. You are telling everybody that is going to enter hellfire. Then they won't come to your dawah to come and listen to your sermon any longer. If you send all of them to hellfire, then who will now reside in Al-Jannah? And Allah had already told us, Ma alata aza batila. I don't have time to create anything that will not be useful. So if you send everybody to Jahannam, you send everybody to Khalidina Fiya to go and dwell in hellfire, then who will now occupy, who will be the image of Al-Jannah? And Allah did not create anything. Allah doesn't have time. He doesn't have time to create something that will not be useful. So everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have created, they have their purpose. So that is why we need to have uslubu da'wah, methodology of how you call people to the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Being that you understood Quran, you understood Hadith, you understand this, you are fluent in Arabic, doesn't mean that you can speak to people and people will heed to your call. Everything has its own word, uslub. So whoever has the opportunity of calling people to the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, id'uhum ila sabili rabbika bil hikma wal mau'izatil hasana. Call them with wisdom and speak with them, admonish them. Mau'izatil hasana, the one that will make their mind to receive tranquility, so that they say al-Islam huwa dinu salam wa salamu fihi. It's a religion of peace and there is peace inside Islam. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Lil Yahudi dinihim." Their religion is their religion. Where did we see where our Muslim brothers are going to synagogues, they are going to churches and start bringing it down? Where did we see that? This is Nabi Muhammad. This is unauthentic. This is not addition da'ifun. So our Muslim brothers that are bringing everybody, or they are labeling everybody kafir, who are kafir, who are kafir. If you label all of us kafir again, who will now become the mu'min? That's my question. Can you be more Roman Catholic than the Romans? Can you know the Islam more than Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Allah gave? He said, call them, let them do their religion. Nabi Muhammad is signing a treaty with them. Lil-Yahudi dinihim. You see, I'm repeating it. Because the major problem we have today is from our so-called Muslim brothers, with their fatwa, with their useless ideological and theological beliefs that made the life to be unbearable for some of us. You now see our religion as a barbaric religion. Islam is not like that. It's very simple and very flexible. Something might be very simple, but it might be very rigid. You see that very simple, but you find it very difficult. Despite the simplicity, you might not be able to do it. But Islam is very simple and very flexible. Simple to do and flexible to work with. Any malam that is in his dawah every time is only advertising hellfire, 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 hellfire to you. You should stop going to his dawah. You see, I'm repeating this. Majority of the problem that the consequential situation we find ourselves, the majority of the problem were perpetrated by the Muslims with the misconception of interpretation of Quran and Hadith. You can't fight for Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah told him, "Balligh ya Rasulullah, balligh ma unzila ilayk." Just deliver ma unzila ilayka, what we have revealed unto you. Because innaka la tahdi man ahbabta, walakinna Allah yahdi man yasha. You can't guide them. It is me that I will guide whoever I wanted. You can forcefully take a horse to a river to go and drink water, but you cannot force him to drink the water. Balligh ma unzila ilayk, just admonish them the way I'm telling you that this is what Nabi Muhammad. It's left to you, either you take it or you leave it. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now told the Jews there, walil muslimina dinihim, as I've told you that your religion is for your own, practice it. And the Muslims too, they should practice their what? They should practice their religion. The Christians too, the Nasara, they should practice their own Christianity. It is your dawah, it is your attitude. You see another malam with plenty rawani, with plenty turban, with big al-kimba, with big beard, but his attitude towards Muslim brothers, not talk of Christian brothers or the other free thinkers, you will never want to accept Islam from because of their attitude. Our Islam should portray the kind of person we are in society. Islam, it should refurbish us. If Islam cannot renovate you, it should refurbish you and change your way of life. Not just the Hamsi Salawat where you go out of that Jumat service every time you are the one they know it, but you are a toxic person. In the office, nobody wants to relate with you. In your workplace, nobody wants to relate with you. In wherever you are, nobody wants to see you. You are portraying Islam in a bad way because you are a bad entity. You let people know that this is your own character. Don't let them see Islam the way you are. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Lil-Yahudi dinihim." The Jews, let them practice their religion. Walil muslimina dinihim. The Muslim, let them practice their religion, indicating that when they are convinced, they will come and join them. Wa mawalihim wa anfusihim. Leave them with their mawali, those that are under them. Leave them. And if you know you can protect them, protect them. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is talking to the Jews. Do whatever you want to do that is good. Protect yourself and protect those that are under you. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't stop there. You know, he mentioned a particular clan of Jew, Banu Awfi. He now said, "Kazalika." So also, ligeri Bani Awfi min al-Yahudi. So also, the other clans of the Jews. You know, I told us the principal Jews that we know in Medina, they are Banu Awsi or Banu Khaziraji. But Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not even mention them here now. He mentioned Banu Awfi. But in concluding that first treaty, he now said,
وَكَذَلِكَ لِغَيْرِ بَنِي عَوْفٍ مِنَ الْيَهُودِ. So also those that are not from Bani Awfi, the same condition that I mentioned here is also applicable to them. That is the first point that was in the treaty and agreement that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam reached with the Jews in Medina. Number 2, وَإِنَّ عَلَى يَهُودِ نَفَقَاتِهِمْ وَعَلَى الْمُسْلِمِينَ نَفَقَاتِهِمْ. That part of the agreement that I'm reaching with you, that is going to become a constitution, is that whatever are the domestic expenses concerning you within your folks, you will handle it. The one concerning the Muslimun, nafaqatul Muslimin, they will handle it on their own. But number 3, وَإِنَّ بَيْنَهُمْ نَصْرُ عَلَى مَنْ هَرَبَ آلُ هَذِهِ الصَّحِيفَةِ. If they need to join hands together to fight an enemy that is coming from outside, the Muslims should not see themselves alone as Muslims. They should work collaboratively with what? With the Jews. If they need to bring money, contribute money to buy weapons, to buy arms, to buy different kind of protective shields, they should bring money together. The Jews and the Muslims of Medina, they should work in hand together so that they can fight the external forces that want to come and invade them in Medina. I hope you are following it. But if the clause number 2 for the Jews is that if you want to spend any money, maybe one of your Jew member, he committed a crime somewhere, the compensation that needed to be paid will be handled by you, the Jew community. I hope you are getting it. The compensation and the ransom that anybody from the folks of the Muslim, as we have mentioned in those conditions, will be paid by what? By the Muslims. That was the second condition. Number 2, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if an external forces wants to come and invade them in Medina, we the Muslims and you the Jews, we have to bring money together. We collaborate together and we use the money to buy whatever we want to buy and fight the external forces that is coming to invade us. Is Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam not just on all what he's saying? I want you to follow it so that when we start, whenever we start discussion of their expulsion from Medina, you should flash back to this point so that you will know what you need to tell all those that are blaspheming Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why I'm taking my time to explain this. I already did a summary of it, but I see, okay, let me go through everything. Number 4, وَإِنَّ بَيْنَهُمْ نَسِيُّ وَنَسِيهَا. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, between you people, there must be counseling. You know, when we are talking about that of the Muslim, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, man baga bainakum, whoever wants to become rebellious, who wants to become a rebel, like the Boko Haram in our midst. Because the Boko Haram, what they are portraying is the identity of what? Islam. But that's not what Islam taught us. You can see ordinary the Jews. See how Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is treating them. The Boko Haram, and they are attacking masajid. They are attacking aswaq. They are attacking turuk. They are attacking mosques. They are attacking churches. Even during war, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam kept it as an exception. You don't attack old women. You don't attack women. You don't attack old aged people. You don't attack civilians. You don't destroy vegetations. All these ones, these people are doing it. Whom did they learn that one from? They learned it from Shaitan. They are setting mosques ablaze. They are cleaning pregnant women. They are forcefully having sexual engagement with unlawful people to them. Where did they learn all this from? You can see how Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam spelled all this out, and it was just to the Yahudis. Wal birru dunna ismi, and you should support each other in doing good. Dunna ismi, don't join hands together in doing what? In committing evil acts. Number 5. وَإِنَّهُ لَمْ يَعْزِمُ إِمْرُهُ بِخَلِفِهِ. And amongst you, nobody should betray. You should not become a traitor. You should not become a traitor to whomever is your boss. The way some of you, or the way some of us, we used to betray those that have trust in us. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling the Jews this. You know this? We didn't even mention it while we are talking about the Muslimun. وَإِنَّهُ لَمْ يَعْزِمُ إِمُرِهِ بِحَلِفِهِ. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, any responsible person amongst you should not become a traitor. They are not Muslims, and they are not Christians. They are ordinary Jews. He's telling them, you can see the لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي رَسُولُ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. The Husn al-Khuliki in Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you can see how it's been transposed. Number 6, among the condition he established with the Jews, وَإِنَّ النَّصْرَ لِلْمَظْلُومِ. Anybody that is wronged, anybody that they have cheated, you put hands together to fight for that person, to take justice, to get justice for the person. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling the Jews all this. وَإِنَّ الْيَهُودَ يَتَفَقُّونَ مَعَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ مَدَّمُ مُحَارِبِينَ. That you, the Yahudi, you need to put hands together. The first one was that they will join hands together to contribute money. Now, if there is external forces coming into Medina to come and fight us, you, the Jews, you need to be in accordance, in alignment with us. You need to support us. We need to speak one voice. وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. We should not separate ourselves so that the enemy will not be able to come and overpower us. Number 8. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, wa inna Yasrib. He has not started calling it Medina to Munawwara. All this confirm that all what is in this write-up, they are what Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, because they are archaic language. Wa inna Yasriba. This Yasrib, because that was the name Medina used to be before. Caravan is a sacred land. The boundaries of this haram, the boundary of this sacred land, this land is encompassed by a boundary. The boundary around this land is sacred for, or is sacred to all those that are engaged in this treaty. Do you understand now? All those that are with me, that believe in this treaty, in this agreement that we are signing, this land has become sacred to them. So indicating that it's a safe land to them. And Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he described the boundary of Medina. Inna azihi haramun min bayna as-sawd min labbateha was-sawd. There are two mountains. If you can flash back, when we were talking about Salman al-Farisi, I described how Medina, entrance of Medina, and those of you that you have gone to Mecca, it depends on Medina, it depends on where you enter from. You'll be seeing plantations of dates. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now said there are two mountains. Baina labbatayha. There are two mountains that they spring or they sprang up because of volcanic eruption. Those two mountains, baina garbiya wa sharqiyya, they are on the northern part, on the southern part of Medina. In that particular place, this particular strategic location, they are haram. From the north to the south of this particular place is haram. Wa baina labba was south. There are another two mountains that they call labba and south. You know, we have described from Mashriqi wal Maghribi. from the north to where? To the south. Then this particular mountain that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam indicating that we have gotten 4 corners. So these 4 locations, they are the sacred land of Medina. So anybody within that is in where? Is in Haram. That is why you used to see they will say Haramain. And when we are talking about Baitul Maqdis, when we are talking about the Masjid al-Aqsa, I've told us that Masjid al-Aqsa is not an Haram. You can't put it in the class that the Masjid in Mecca and that of Medina belongs to. Fine. It's our 3rd holy site, but it's not an Haram. I hope you are getting it. The only sacred land that we have is Masjid al-Haram in Mecca and Masjid al-Haram in Medina. And Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had already mapped out geographically. He had mapped out all these Haramain. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is now telling us that the Yasribites, the Medina residents, they are the one called Yasribite, because it was called what? Yasrib. He said, Inna Yasriba. That wa inna Yasriba, and you people, this Yasrib, Haramun Jawfiha. What surrounds it? Haramun is a sacred. Is sacred. Because of this conditional clause that we have established. All these clauses that we have been mentioning. Number 9. Wa innahu man kana baina al-hadhi soifa min adisi aw tijara yuhaqu fasadahu fa inna muradi ila Allah azza wa jalla. Wa innahu man kana baina hadhi soifa, whoever amongst you that we are signing this treaty together with, among you the Yasribites, among you the Jews, this sacred land has become a place that we make it to be what? To be comfortable. It's ijara you have for fasadi, but that person that this place will become sacred for, that will become a pure land for, that he too will also be protected, that person must not have any skeleton in his cupboard. But if there are disagreements in between you, the Jews as well, فَإِنَّ مُرَدِّهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ وَإِلَى مُحَمَّدٍ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. Whatever might have brought a disagreement, you know, he mentioned this statement to the Mu'min. He mentioned it to the Muslimun. He now repeating it to the Jews. That whatever will bring disagreement between you people, that will make you to be raising voices, that make you to be raising hands, that make you to be raising weapons against each other. فَمُرَدِّهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. Return everything back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means you are already in a state of ambiguity. You can't handle the situation. Before you now start killing each other. Return it back to Allah. Why not Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Bring the matter to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let me handle it for you. Wa innahu la tujaru Quraysh wala man nasriha. Number 11, among the conditions he wrote for the Jews, that you, the Jews, you must stop patronizing the goods and services of whom? Of the Quraysh. Because who are the people that made Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to run away for his life? The Quraysh are the people that made Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to instruct him to leave. We all know it. It's in Surah Yasin. وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ شَدًّا وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ شَدًّا فَأَغْشَيْنَاهُمْ فَهُمْ لَا يُبْصِرُونَ. This particular ayah, anytime you have too much enemy, just be reciting it. You'll be passing in front of them like this, they won't see you. Inshallah, bi-qudratillahi ta'ala. وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ شَدًّا وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ شَدًّا فَأَغْشَيْنَاهُمْ فَهُمْ لَا يُبْصِرُونَ. They will widely open their eyes like this, and you pass in between them, wallahi, they won't see you. It worked for me. Aqsam to be Rabbil Kaaba. After you might have left, they will not be looking for you. Where is Saheed Olaosebikan? Ó ti lọ. They will be shouting, Abẹ́mu, Onílà Abẹ́mu, Ọ̀la ni wọ́n mọ̀ lé. وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ شَدًّا وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ شَدًّا فَأَغْشَيْنَاهُمْ فَهُمْ لَا يُبْصِرُونَ. They will be fighting each other. But before it will work for you, you must have your tasbih wa istiqamah. Not you that you are doing nonsense with another person's wife. Not you that you are taking bribe. Not you that you are changing figure in the office. Not you that you are subduing the workers under you because of that infinitesimal opportunity that you have. Not you that your grandfather is working under you, that is doing yes, ogambo. That because you just want to honor you, your grandchild is in position today. And you are now misbehaving with that kind of father. Not that kind of you that it will work for. It won't work for you even if you recite 1 million. It will never work for you. Because what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said you should do, to be humble. You refuse to be humble. And Quran has told us, Inna Allah la yuhibbu kulla mukhtalin fakhur. So those that this ayah will work for are those that are what? Wa ibadur rahman allazina yamshuna ala al-ardi khawnan wa isa atobahumul ja'iluna qalu salam. So don't say you are reading Surah Al-Fatiha, Allah did not open way for you. Don't say you are reading the Ilafi, Allah did not protect you. He will not protect you because you did not protect yourself. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Wa innahu la tujaru Quraysh wa la man nasraha." You should not patronize the goods and services. Don't seek for any assistance from the Quraysh because they are our enemy. They are after our life. I'm telling you all this. And whoever wants to support the Quraysh that are not in the principality of Mecca, like Banu Ghatfan, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, which we are going to talk about him when we start, maybe next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. If we start talking about Banu Qurayza, when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent them away. Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, he promised them, he said, yes, don't answer that Muhammad, because they don't believe he was a Rasulullah. Don't answer that Muhammad. I will call my people from Banu Ghatfan. That is another clan. I will call them. They come and support you. We are going to fight Nabi. We are going to fight Muhammad and his people. So, Waman Nasruha, whoever wants to support the Quraysh against we the Muslim, you the Jews of Medina, don't support them. Don't support them. This is the path that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was reaching with the Jews. The last one, number 11 before the 12. Wa inna bainahu nasru ala man dahama yasriba. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, we have to support each other and protect Yasrib. You can see that Medina is fresh in Medina. The name has not changed to what? To Medina, is still calling it Yasrib. Wa inna bainahum nasru ala man dahama yasriba. That we should put hands together. Whoever wants to come and fight us, whoever wants to come and invade us, we should fight so that we're going to what? We're going to block whatever they are bringing in. Ala kullu unasi asatihum min janibihi alladhi qablahum. We should support each other on the right path so that the wrongdoers, they will not come and overpower us. The last that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, which is the 12th condition he mentioned to the Jews. Wa innahu, that any one of you la yahullu azil kitabu dunna zalimu aw asmu. Any one of you should not change the clauses of this treaty, of this constitution that we have established, just to favor him in doing something that is illegal. Do you understand? Don't change it the way some Malams are changing the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran. I cited one example. I've been citing it and I will cite it again. That Malam said, one Malam said, Allah told us in the Quran in 3 places. The first one, concerning alcohol, that you should not go near innamal khamru wal maisiru rijzum min amali shaitan. La. Allah in the first place, he said you can consume alcohol, right? Even as of then, the companions used to take alcohol. Before Allah now revealed another verse that wala tashrabul khamra wa antum sukara, that you should not drink alcohol, that will intoxicate you. So majority of the people in Medina then, including some companions, they will not drink enough alcohol at night so that they will get intoxicated and they will get relaxed before Salat Subuhi. Finally, Allah now said, "Wala takrabul khamra, innamal khamru wal maisiru rijzun min amali shaitan, fala taktanibu." Don't even go closer to it. This Mala now said, Allah said don't go closer to it. He didn't say la tashrabuhu. Allah only tell you not to go closer to it. He didn't tell you not to what? Not to drink it. What do they do with the ayah of Allah? It's misplacement of priority. So also, in this verse of zina, wala takrabu zina, innahu kana fahishatan wa sa'a sabila. He said that Allah only mentioned that la takrabu qaraba. Don't go closer. He said that is what Allah said. Allah did not say wala taf'alu, don't do it. And this person that I'm saying is a reputable malam at his own level where he is with his fatwa. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the Jews in Medina that la yahulu hadha al-kitab, none of you should change the clauses in this kitab, in this book that we have written, duna zalim aw asim. The only person that can do that is a wrongdoer and somebody who will commit offense in sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brothers, this is the treaty, the 16 treaties that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam agreed with the Muslimun, and the 12 treaties that he agreed with the Jews in Medina that they used to govern these political activities in Medina. Now, if Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had done all this, then where do we now see the expulsion? What led to the expulsion of Banu Kainuka? What led to the expulsion of Banu Qurayza? What led to the expulsion of Banu Nadir in Medina? These three clans of Jews. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam finally sent them away, and they all went to Khaybar. Khaybar is like 230 kilometers to Medina, on the southern part of Medina. And what is Khaybar? We are going to discuss what is Khaybar. What led them to go there? Why did Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't send them at the same time, he sent them away on different occasions. What led to that? After having all this agreement with them. That is where we are going to start our discussion from, inshallah. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya allazina amanu sallu alaihi wa sallimu taslima. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala ma la nabiyya ba'da. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us this opportunity to be here today again. May Allah, out of His mercy, continue to shower His mercy upon the noble soul of Prophet Muhammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa ala alihi wa S.A.W wa man tabi'ahum la yawmin la malun wa la banun illa man ata Allah bi qalbin salim. The bottom line of our discussion that we started discussing is the presence of the Jews in the Central Arabia and how they were being displaced from Jerusalem because their source is from Jerusalem. How they were being displaced by Bukhtar-Nasser in 587 BC, we have discussed it. And how they were being displaced, the second displacement, we have discussed it by Emperor Titus Caesar. That was in 70 CE, we have discussed it. And the third displacement, how they were displaced by Emperor Engr in 135 CE. We have discussed all this at the inception of this khutbah. And there are different diverse opinions concerning where these Jews came from to come and settle in Arabia. We have discussed all this. If Arabian Peninsula is not habitable to them, there is one of their free thinker, a Titan thinker called S.A.W. Magaun. This S.A.W. Magaun, he was a Jew. He grew up in the Arabian land in the 7th century. He writes, he speaks, he lives his life like an Arab. And he lived in Baghdad. Baghdad is part of the Arab land. If the Muslimun are not accommodating, how will he have that opportunity to live there? S.A.W. Magaun during the 7th century. In the 12th century, there's another thinker, a minded that they see like a scholar. They call him Musa ibn Maymun. Musa ibn Maymun. They call him Moses. May melodies. May melodies. That is what they call him in English. This Moses, they used to call him, his nickname as Rambam. It's just like if you are talking about them, Sheikh bin Nova, Sheikh Usaymin. That was the level they placed him, the Jews. You can read more about him. He also lived in Arab land to the extent that he became a Muslim in Andalusia. He became a Muslim. He lived there for so long. He became a philosopher. He became a botanist. He became a doctor to the extent that he now traveled. He traveled to Egypt. He finally became a physician to Salahuddin al-Ayyubi. We discussed Salahuddin al-Ayyubi last week, right? He became a personal physician to Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, and he was a Jew. If we Muslims, we are not accommodating, how will we get to that exalted position? That wasn't during the time of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm saying all this to know how Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived with the Jews. In the 17th century, another renowned Jew called Shabtai Zevi is a Jew in the 17th century. He also lived for so long to the extent that he was believed to have converted to Islam. He went to Turkey. He lived in Turkey. He started practicing Islam in Turkey. But he has another different understanding concerning our Sunnah. To the extent that he has another like a creed, his own mazhab, his own belief that they call Domme, D-O-N-N-E, Domme. And they are still practicing that creed in Turkey till today. But they have a kind of diverse opinion concerning our own Sunnatic belief. And they are Muslims, like the way we have our Shiite here. See, this is our Sahih Bukhari that we used to read. The Shia, they have their own. But if you are not vast, you are not knowledgeable, you know the difference. All these our kutub, that this for Ahlus Sunnah, they have their own. But how do you want to, anybody that doesn't have the evaluative mechanism in him will not know. That is why we need to be very careful wherever we need to pick fatwa from. So, for us to have also learned from all these people, to have also know the existence of these people after the lifetime of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Muslim land accommodated them, then see the agreement that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had with the Jews that we did not even meet. We are saying all this so that we should know wherever they are denting the image of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we should not keep quiet. We should see how we can redeem the image of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I keep telling us, those that used to call Sayyidatuna, what they used to say, Sayyidatuna Aisha, what they used to call her. And the furqa started from them until today, and it will continue at time al-Qiyamah. A lot of things, nasty things, they said about Nabi Muhammad. A lot of nasty things, they said about Abu Bakr. A lot of nasty things, they said about Umar and Usman, except only Ali. And these people who are saying nasty things about them, they are the one lying down beside Nabi Muhammad in Medina. They will be raised together on the day of Qiyamah. They were successful with him. You that you are condemning them, where are you? Your senior ones, your elderly ones, your mentors, where are they now? And you that you learn from them, that you became a mentee under them, how are you going to end up? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let us end up well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us of our shortcomings. Inshallah. So from next week, we start discussing about the first expulsion that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam expelled. And we are going to be doing it in consonance. I will be bringing the verses of Quran that is related to it. Like this Banu Kainuka now, we can find their story in Surah Al-Ma'idah. Banu Nazir, the whole of Surah Al-Ashir. Surah Al-Ashir talked about them from beginning to the end. Surah Al-Ashir talked about Banu Nazir. Banu Qurayza, we have a chapter that talks about them in Quran. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Nabi Muhammad to pass on to us so that we can also learn from. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us of our shortcomings. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this as an act of ibadah. In summary, to our Hausa speaking fathers and brothers, abinda muka yi magana a kan shi yau shine batun su Yahudawa, yadda na yi alkawari mako da ya wuce. Yahudawa yaya ne suka zo kashashen Larabawa ne kafin manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya hadu da su a Medina. To domin ba lokaci, bari in bar magana tarihin yadda suka zo kasar Larabawa, bari in magana akan yadda manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam yayi zama tare da su. Da ya kai Medina yayi dokaka akan abubuwa guda hudu. Na daya, sulhu, zaman tarayya da musulmai yayi magana akai, kuma kaidodi guda 16 ne ba su, duka karatun nayi bayanin sa. Su Yahudawa yayi magana akan su, yayi magana 12 akan su. Su mushriki masu bautawa gumaku yayi magana ya za mu zauna da su wayannan, ya zama guda uku. Na hudu ne magana tsakanin kowa da kowa, yadda musulmi za su zauna a gojen su a filin su, yadda su Yahudawa za su zauna zaman lafiya a wajen su, masu bauta gumaku yadda za su yi zaman lafiya a wajen su. To dukkan mu gabaki daya shine na hudu da za mu samu zaman lafiya. Abinda manzon Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya fuskanta kenan. So a ciki abinda ya kawo mashi babban matsala a Medina, na farko na yi magana kan abubuwa guda hudu da ya fuskance shi. Na ɗaya, an yi magana an bata mashi suna akan aure Zaynab bint Jahas. Manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what we call adoption in Hausa?
An gurinka.
To dan gurinka, Manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ba cikakken Hausa kenan ba. Yana da wani na maraya ba maraya shofan dan reno. Manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam yana da wani dan reno, sunan shi Zayd bin Arisa. An kawo shi kaman bawa ne, an kawo ma matansa Khadija bint Kuwaili. So da manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam da matan shi ta rasu, sai manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya dauka shi, yana nan bawa ne. Mutanensa sun zo daga Yaman, sun zo su neme shi, ya gan shi, sun gan shi, baban shi ya zo. Da ya gan shi a gurin manzo Allah ya ce ya bi shi gida, ya ce ai na ga wani babban alheri a jikin mutumin nan, ku tafi da kuka zo. Tun ranar Zaid bin Arif, sai manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya mai da shi ɗansa, ya fita a cikin ɗan reno, ya zama dan gida. So aka fara kiransa Zayd bin Muhammad, amanta da Zayd bin Haris. Akwai wani babban aya cikin Qur'ani da Allah ya gaya mana ta, bayan akwai wasu maganganu da ya faru da yawa matuka, sai Allah ya ce wai ku diga kira kowa da sunan idhuhum bismi abaihim, a kira kowa da sunan babansa. Yana cikin Qur'ani da akwai wani maganganu da yawa da ya faru. So matan shi yana ciki a gurgurdon manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya dauka yayi masa aure da yayi masa cousin. What is cousin? Dan uwa kamar yayan manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ita ne Zainab bint Jahas. Sai manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sai ya ce wai ta aure dan renonsa Zaid din nan. Ko ana fahimta ko? Sai aure ta, amma matsayin su kamar sama da kasa ne, ba daya bane. Gap din is very wide. To amma Allah ya kaddara sun samu wani da, sunan da ne Usama bin Zayd bin Aris, amma zaman takayya din nan ba dadi. To sai Allah ya ce wai su saki juna, saki yazo suka saki juna, sai Allah ya ce wai manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya aure ta. So domin wannan ana ce mutumi a bakin su ba bakina ba, ana bata ma manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam suna. Na farko kenan, a cikin abin da ya fuskanta a Medina kenan. Na biyu, akwai wasu ayoyi a cikin Qur'ani an riga an cire su. Ya kamata yi magana akan annasi wa mansu. Allah ya rubuta wani aya a cikin Qur'ani, bayan wani lokaci sai aka share shi. Su ayoyin nan da aka share ina suke? shi na ana ce nasihu wa mansu. Ka rubuta wani abu sai ka dauki eraser sai ka share. Akwai wasu ayoyi da aka share a cikin Qur'ani. Akwai wata rana manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam yana jin sallah sai shaitani ya zo mashi whisper, ya zo mashi magana a cikin kunnensa. Sai manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sai fara praising, sai fara yabo su gumakun Makka. Sai su Quraishi Makka sai su fara jin dadi, suna ta jin dadi to yanzu ya yarda da gumakun mu. Sai mutane da suna Abyssinia, su musulmai da suka yi gudu sun bar Makka da suka je Abyssinia, sai suka dawo ce me faru da manzo Allah, mun ji a Abyssinia a can Ethiopia inda Bilal bin Rabah da inda yazo a nan Africa. Sai suka ce wai mun ji ce manzo Allah ya fara yabo su gumakun, me faru? Ashe shaitani ne yazo ya sa mashi wani kalamomi a cikin bakinsa kan harshensa. So su ayoyi na an riga an cire su. So manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya shiga wani hali batun wayannan ayoyin. Na uku shine governance, siyasa da manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya yi a Medina ya kawo mashi masifa. Domin lokacin da ya shiga Medina, wani babban mushriki ana ce masa Abdullahi ibn Ubay ibn Salul, shine babba, ba wanda yake shekarunsa a cikin Medina lokaci. Ana so a nada shi kamar sarki daidai lokaci ne manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya shiga Medina. So shi ya gama manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam kamar dan adawa. So ya fara fada kafin yakin Badaru. Muna da munafikai ne, muna da mushrikai, amma bayan yakin Badaru muka fara samun munafikai. An fahimta ko? Na hudu din bari rike na hudu din lokaci yayi domin alkawari na karfe 2 yayi. Allah ya mu dace. Inna Allah ya'murukum bil adli wal ihsan wa ita'izil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar wal baghi ya'izukum la'allakum tadhakkarun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is encouraging every one of us to do good, which every one of us know. Part of doing good is to keep on preparing for Ramadan. Today, Sha'aban is 6 today. We have 23 or 24 days to go. What have we prepared for? Part of the goodness is for you to start preparing. Hajj is becoming something else now. If you don't have 5 million now, December 31st was the deadline. They didn't see passengers, intending pilgrims. Now they postponed it to January 31st, additional 1 month. They gave Kano 5,400 and something seat. As at last week, they had 2,300 and something seat that everybody used to buy. Person that has not eaten, where will he see 5 million? The last Hajj I went for like 4 or 5 years ago, the last one I went for, which I will go and inshallah, not last one, 1.3 million, 2019. Now compare the one I've been going before that one. Baba is here last year that he went, maybe 3 million. And that was international. This one is local now. Look at that, everybody wants to run that is cheap. If they are taking local at 4.9, 4.8 million now, how much with this agent? The one going on international route, how much will they take? We that we have not eaten, where are we going to get 5 million? And another message, if they are going to hear, those that used to sponsor people to Hajj, they should stop it this year. It's better you empower people to eat, empower them to get work and do. A civil servant that is collecting 50,000 naira, divide 5 million with 50,000 naira, that 5 million is going to sustain him for 10 years. And you go to Saudi Arabia for 25 days. It used to be 40 days now. As I did before yesterday, I see NACOM. They are even looking for volunteers. Those of you, if you want to go and render some services, maybe they will give you free ticket and free visa and everything. You can apply on NACOM website. 50,000 civil servant. Tell me how many civil servant that is getting 100,000, either in Lagos, in Kwara, or in Kaduna. Majority of civil servants have not been able to pay their children's school fees, and they have started midterm exams now. Is that the person you want to send to Hajj? Yamurukum bil adli. Allah is enjoining you to do good. What is that? To be just. I should not talk too much. I should not eat too much. I should not spend extravagantly. What ihsan, do good. Those of you that you have parents, aged parents, that you forget them, your children will forget you too. You come to Lagos, you left your wife in the village, she's praying for you, she's doing azimi, her transformer is charged, the electron is being discharged, she has no anywhere to dissipate it, and you are carrying one talatu and she is up and down. You forget your wife, you forget your children, you are playing with your old age. You won't see any children to help you when you get to the 8th age. Because now you are just enjoying. You just saw one girl that is red from head to toe. You don't know, maybe it's a man-made. Because it's just red. Even the hair on her head is not black like our own, it's red. And you forget your wife. Then say, Ya Allah, Ya Karim, Allah Saheed, Allah Olaosebikan, Allah. And you are here, you are going gbogbo tí yàwó rẹ̀ tọrọ, you are going fáwọn ìyàwó kan bíbí ẹ̀lẹ́ jèrè ara yín o. So also you don't remember your parents, you forgot the driver that brought you to here. Ramadan last year you didn't do anything, and you are the one sending the recharge card to them here. Titi, how much recharge card do you want? I want 5,000 naira. Don't worry, I will credit 10,000 naira. On permission of Pereni, you are just pouring water inside basket. Have you ever seen a basket that is not porous? You forget your parents. They don't know how you are here. The woman is running up and down. Some of us that our parents knows that they became herbalists or malams customer. It's because of some of us. Right from your embryo, state of your embryo, you are troublesome. And your mother is still running up and down. We should remember our parents. And it's sad. This is a natural law. It's not a curse. You forget the people that drove you to this place. If your mother abused you for menstrual cycle, will you be here? If she has supported you the way your father said, "Well, you go to that me worry, you are Allah the majority of you here. Come Allah now, you not forget the mother that pay. Baba is in the opening if you're supposed to be. She even told you the story. It is you that you now forget that your father. I'm not forget you now. Ramadan is coming. Prepare whatever you want to give anybody. And Nigeria that you see it is today, stop cursing leaders. You know me, I used to tell you, me, I won't help you to curse, I won't support you cursing Tinubu because the problem did not start today. I don't know some of you that used to read newspaper very well. You know, day before yesterday there was a revelation that 3 guys in CBN, they forged Mustafa Boss, the former SGF Nigeria, during Buhari. He said 3 guys, 3 senior guys in CBN, they forged Buhari's signature and they collected $6.2 billion. Is it Solomon Shewa? Allah make damu mune. One susun doki. What is signature now, sir? Sun zane de in shugaban kasa zai sa hannu akan takarda. Sun je sun copy zanen Buhari, sun je sun karbi kudi a gidan babban banki. To Allah ne yake mu yi wannan? Mu ne muka sa kan cikin hali da muke. All our leaders, they are not merciful. All the lecturers in university, if you send your daughter as a virgin to university to polytechnic, if you come back, cheerleader, ó ti jọkọ̀ tán fọwọ́ tì. The politicians, they are not at our mercy. The lecturers are not at our mercy. Is it Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is disturbing us? Go to filling stations. There is no any filling station that they don't do under measurement. They need to go and learn it. How they will change their meter readings. And the Allah will be the one in front of Masallachi. You will be using that money to Allah will need that. Because you are cheating people. Rich men will sit down. They will go to nightclub. Less privileged children, they will ask them to be dancing naked. Strippers club. And their own children is in Oxford. Who learning? Who need that? Bad law. How many of the less privileged children are working in CBN in Nigeria here? How many are working in NNPC? How many are working in DPR? They will send a medical doctor to one remote primary school inside a village that did not even understand English. Doctor Waka also give an Musiayiwa, our Basoro. Allah Islam wal Muslimin. Mazilla Shirka wal Mushrikin. Adamira Daka Ada Adin.
وانصر عبادك الموحدين برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكيها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد نبيا صلى الله عليه وسلم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله.